Friends and colleagues, I'm extremely delighted this evening that the National Association of Judges of Peru has given me this opportunity to virtually address this distinguished group of judges and jurists from your great country at this important event. I would have hoped to see this meeting conducted on site in order for all of us to enjoy the opportunity of getting to know each other and talking frankly one another without any limitation. Unfortunately, the devastating consequences caused by the catastrophic tragedy of COVID-19 pandemic have made this impossible. But at least we do have at hand the advantages of modern technology to facilitate this virtual gathering. Lima is 7 hours behind Cairo, and because of the time difference, it becomes difficult to join you live. Hence comes this recorded video message. At the outset, ladies and gentlemen, let me extend my gratitude to the organizers of this forum and their staff for putting together this event and for their continuous effort to create opportunities for inspiring and thought-provoking judicial learning and interactions. I also thank each and every one of you for making the time of your busy schedules to join this session. Friends and colleagues, my intention is to give a general overview on violence against women, a topic that is very broad and would deserve long discussion with deep analysis. Unfortunately, virtual events are restricted by time limitations that require us to be very brief and precise, covering only what we can cover and leaving the rest to be covered at other future occasions. Violence against women, ladies and gentlemen, is a violation of their human rights, a disturbing reality of our times. The issue of violence against women is increasingly becoming a controversial subject for social discussions and media debates. Societies experiencing abuse of any kind against women are likely to see violence as normal, even acceptable, and more likely to perpetuate violence not only against women, but children and other fellow beings as well in the future. In fact, violence against women can never be justified, whether for societal reasons or cultural tradition. No such thing at the reasonable level of violence is acceptable. Legalized violence against women in one context risks tolerance of violence against humanity in general and children in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, when examining the issue from a criminal perspective, it is evident that different types of criminal activities concerning women have continued to grow throughout the time. It is interesting to recall that until the mid-1800s, in many parts of the world, especially Western societies, both women and children were viewed primarily as chattel and not people. They were often seen as expendable, replaceable, and exchangeable, and therefore their rights were non-existent, which encouraged the violation of these rights and committing crimes against them. Under many legal systems at that time, parents and guardians were entitled to sell, beat, exploit their women and children. It was not until the 19th century that a shift from negative societal attitudes of women and children began to emerge and was based upon the concern of care and protection for them. This new ideology was emphasized by philosophers who proposed that women and children were malleable and needed to be surrounded by respect, special care, and positive experiences. In modern times, women are seen as equal partners to men in all aspects of life. Modern constitutions have explicitly recognized their equal rights to work, hold public offices, run for elections, and be treated without any discrimination of any kind against them. However, today, as the average rate of crime has increased in our societies, we have come to witness new crimes being committed against women, as well as new types of criminal activities being committed by women themselves. This is caused by the toughness of modern life that leads to an increasing potential of conflict among members of the society, in addition to the negative use of modern technology and internet for means of communication in a way that is harmful to our communities. Indeed, criminal activities against women or committed by them have already raised worldwide concern, and each nation is keen on addressing this problem. There is a growing belief that nation states should always interfere in order to introduce the proper measures needed to protect the society and women as well. As a consequence, legislatures in different countries more frequently enact different types of legislation in an attempt to monitor and control society. Nonetheless, it has to be recognized that in our today's world, it is no longer a state issue, nor is it an issue that is only dealt with by certain given country. Crimes against women, in fact, is a global issue and requires a global solution. Our mission as responsible members of the legal and judicial communities in our respective countries mandates us to find out the reasons and solution to this rapidly increasing problem. Friends and colleagues, I have come from a legal tradition that is deeply rooted in religious teaching, and this has influenced my understanding of what is lawful and what is illegal in all aspects of our life. For us as judges and practitioners, we have achieved or earned a professional identity. In addition, each one of us has been blessed with the identity of being humans, whom the Almighty God created in His own image. And when we speak on issues of this gravity, such as violence against women, where victims are innocent and pure creations of God, it becomes mandatory that we remind ourselves of the fact that we owe this life of ours to our Creator. Moreover, women are always next to each and every one of us. And who amongst us wouldn't have loved to live a life without violent experience at home or in society? I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that all humans have been blessed by God with a free will to make their choices. As humans, we are the ones who can, if we may wish so, acquire divine attributes through our prayers, thoughts, and actions. It has rightly been said that we have both angel and devil within us. What will be stronger depends on who do we feed more in our day-to-day life. So it is entirely up to us to decide if we want to feed the devil in us and around us, or nurture the angel in and around us. And ladies and gentlemen, violence is in all means a satanic expression. Perhaps violence against women is the worst form of this satanic expression. Friends and colleagues, today data on violence against women is disturbing. The more we quote this data, the more disgusting it feels. According to international as well as national reports, many women still suffer from different forms of violence in our societies. These are practices outside war zones, and the cause is physical, sexual, and emotional abuse that is widespread. It is due to this abuse that millions of women feel unsafe in their homes and communities. This will continue till all of us together, along with government agencies, take a strong action to put a complete stop to this situation. Those who are deeply concerned about women's protection have frequently recognized that this epidemic of violence against women feeds off silence. It grows when we soundlessly accept that this is just the way things are. This is intolerable and therefore must stop. Ladies and gentlemen, the records show that much of the violence against women, including physical violence, psychological violence, discrimination, neglect, and maltreatment, remains hidden and is occasionally socially approved. Although the consequences may vary according to the nature and severity of the violence inflicted, the short and long-term repercussions for women and their children are very often grave and damaging. The physical, emotional, and psychological scares of violence can have severe implications for the future of our societies and their well-being. If we tolerate violence against women to exist in our societies, responding to customary practices, then these practices will traditionally go forward in a chain of passive violence that needs to be broken by sensitizing both men and women in our communities. Equality between men and women should always be the hallmark of our modern societies. Each individual, man or woman, has a right to live respectfully without any pressures or without being bullied by others for their selfish motives. I strongly recommend that we stop the blame game and own up the responsibility ourselves and our capacity as individuals, and then extend it to our professional identity as well. Here, dual image or dual character will not work. Instead, will cause more damage. The thoughts that we express as speakers in conferences and seminars should be converted into action. Talking about problems is not enough when we already know there is violence against women and there are evidence of its devastating effects. We need to act vigorously. Ladies and gentlemen, let us make sincere efforts to stop violence against women. Let us advocate for them. Let us make people aware that women have a right to live with dignity. They have a right to safe and secure life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Safe world is what they really and rightfully deserve. Thank you, and God bless you all.